What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about two different assets today at the request of John and Patty. You guys both requested these. John, you requested CONY first, but I forgot to do it. I did do Coinbase yesterday, and I do know that these are kind of intertwined with each other, right? I mean, very much intertwined with each other. We got a daily drop here of about 7.2%. Coinbase itself literally dropped like 7.35%. I'm sure they don't move completely in unison like that. I mean, maybe they do. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't made that comparison. Let's actually do that right now. But we're going to be talking about these two today. So hold on real quick. Coinbase Global apply. They are very, very correlated, and even whenever they're not 100% correlated, they're still fairly correlated. So yes, they do move very well in unison together. My opinions on Coinbase are that it's going to continue to drop. It has more to go, so the same for CONY probably. It is such a new chart, so without having the Coinbase chart, this would be a little bit harder, and they do, again, they don't always move completely 100% synced up all the time, but I would think that you see the fib extensions of this. I would bet that this is at $20.30 now. You probably do go to $15 with the assumption that Coinbase itself drops more. That would imply another, 22% drop. Let's see. What do I think about Coinbase? We're just going to be, kind of different than how I normally do it. I do like one at a time, but we're probably going to do both of these together. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're probably going more than just to your 1272 on CONY. You're probably going to see that 1618, yeah, or lower. So I would think, just based on Coinbase and how these things move together, I would think that you do see that. Not a whole lot to go off of on the weekly RSI here, but if you just look at the chart itself, I mean, those are some pretty bearish weekly candles. You had some big green ones coming up, man, but these are really big, and that's where most of your volume's coming in. Not a good look, honestly. And today is Friday, so that was the end of the week. Okay, it's pretty cool, man. The dividends. I was checking this out earlier today. Like those are some pretty hefty dividends. I know Ethan is probably the one that put this on most people's radar. I certainly didn't hear about it until Ethan Gallstad talked about it. Shout out to Ethan. But man, it's kind of cool because if you've been holding if you bought back here before the first dividend released, even if you bought before the second dividend released, you could have bought up here, your position's in the red, but you made more money still. You're still in the greens in net profits because of the dividends, which it's pretty cool, honestly. I'm curious to see what their dividends come out, it seems. Let's see. Friday, October 6th, and then November 8th, a month apart. Yeah, that's good. Cool. I'm curious to see. I know you don't have to give dividends out every single month. I don't know what their schedule is. I haven't really looked into it too much. I'm more of a chart guy, right? But you can still be making money on the way down, even if it's going lower and your position loses value. You can still be making money through dividends, which is pretty cool, man. That's a hefty payout on your dividends too, man. $2.69 for every share that you hold, and it's worth $23. I mean, that's like you're making like 10%, bro. That's great. That's pretty damn great on something that pumped hard too. But enough buttering this thing up. It's going down. Make no mistake. I think that this thing will probably see prices below $13 even, right? If we're looking at this here, and we take it to that 1618, that's at 35.5% drop from here. And again, they don't move 100% in unison, but most of the time they're pretty much like that. I do expect Coinbase itself to return back around this level here, if not lower. And from the current price to down there, that's a 20% drop. If it goes down to 100, that's a 25% drop. So actually, I actually don't know. What was I getting at here? I don't know where the 30% drop came in. Oh, okay, so the 382 is down here. 27% drop. You might go a little bit lower than that. Okay. Yeah, you could see a 30% drop in there. You might not. I am thinking that you probably do hit this 382. It is possible to bounce above it and at this white line here, but I wouldn't be surprised at all, because if you're looking at this here from low to this low here, like kind of keeping up with this trend, maybe you can put it at this low to tighten it up. That 382 would come in line like in the beginning of February. You could continue to drop until then, and you could see that 382 right there. And it's very common to go a little bit below your 382. So I wouldn't be surprised if you did, from the current price, see about a 30% drop, which again, in CONY would reflect an approximate like 30% drop. That'd take you pretty damn close to your 1618. Maybe you don't go all the way down there. Maybe you do find support around 14, just below $14.50. But I very much do believe you're going to go below $15 on CONY. And for Coinbase, I very much do believe that you're going to go below $100, but just barely. I don't think you'll go below 90. It is possible. I suppose it absolutely is possible. You could go to your 61869. I personally don't really expect that, though it is possible. If that does happen, that might not be ideal, right? That could spell some trouble, but at the end of the day, as long as you have a decent recovery from there, you can get back above this white line here at 105. If you can bounce off of that and have a positive reaction, it doesn't matter. It would be ideal to not get below these lows and maintain this like higher low structure that you have. I know I have a lot going on here. I'll delete it. But it would be nice if you could maintain that structure. But if you can't, there's still hope. It is Coinbase, one of the Mac Daddy crypto exchanges in the space. We're in the middle of the bull market. Hopefully the ETFs aren't throwing things off too much. But I do think we've got some bullish events coming up, and a lot of people, they're like, what do we have now that the ETFs are gone? Like, there's not going to be any big news stories. There's always big news stories, man. There's going to be all kinds of things. We still have we don't have the president of the United States giving the green light for crypto, right? Van Eck and some other big financial institutions have prohibited their brokers from allowing people to trade ETFs. We still have that, potential like approval in the future. Like, there will be big news stories later on. The ETFs getting approved was a big deal for sure. But again, I think it was not as good as people think it is. I think it's actually a bad thing personally. And it's not that I didn't want to see the ETFs to get approved. I suppose I didn't. I don't know. I feel like if the ETFs weren't approved, I would be a lot less worried about the current bull market. But again, this is Bitcoin. It's a different beast all on its own, and we do have the halving, one of the most bullish events in crypto coming up. I'm getting off track here, but I kind of got sideswept in that ETF discussion. But we definitely have more bullish things to look forward to this coming year, the next decade. There's all kinds of things to come besides the ETFs. Yes, the ETFs were a big deal. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, they were a big deal, and they probably will continue to be a big deal. But again, I'm straying off from the TA here, man. What I'm really trying to say is I think this thing goes down probably below $100. I don't think it would go below 90. And yeah, similar percentage drops for this as it would be for CONY. So that's all I got to say. If you guys like the video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more content, and I appreciate all of you very much. Thanks for coming. Take care. Bye-bye.